Hi guys, I'm Phil Snowden, the fat loss and performance coach here at Meta Revolution Gym in Chatham, Kapow. Welcome along to our next video on character profiling and how character profiling and knowing your character profile can help you achieve results. Now we use a little model known as the DISC model, which is often used in coaching or in the coaching world out there. But we use this to help us set our clients targets and goals that they know that they'll be able to achieve based on their character profile. Now what I want you to do is a little task, okay? And I want you to consider whether you would say that you are more of an outgoing person or are you more of a reserved type person. Then, are you, or would you say you are more of a task-orientated person or a people person? Okay. Now, once you've done that, we can categorize you into a DISC, or DISC profile. So if you are, you might think that you're more outgoing and task-orientated, or you might think you are more reserved and task-orientated. You might even say that you're more reserved and of a people person, or you might be more outgoing and a people person. Okay. Now, once I turn over, we can see how this paradigm can help us out, work out what character profile we are. So DISC, D-I-S-C, stands for driver, influencer, steady and cautious, okay? Now, depending on whether you're a driver, it probably make you more outgoing and task orientated, here like so. If you're more of a cautious person, you'll be more likely to be reserved and task orientated. If you're more of a steady person, you'd be more reserved, more of a people person, okay? And obviously if you're more outgoing, more of a people person, okay, you would be more of this influencer, okay? So how do you know what is what, okay? So if you're a driver, or if you recognize a driver, they are very driven, funnily enough, okay? Very goal focused, so once someone sets them a target, they'll go and do it. They won't exactly know how they're gonna go and do it, but they'll find a way. They might put the blinkers on, you might not be able to speak to them for a while, they'll just kind of zone out, they might come across as robotic, emotionless, uncaring, very unsympathetic, okay? I actually fall into this D-type personality myself. They tend to be higher up in the career chain, i.e. more managerial roles, business owners, that kind of stuff. But like I say, like when we're setting these kind of guys' goals, it's cool. We know that they're very motivated, but sometimes we need to reel it in a little bit and say, look, this is what you can expect. They'll set these big goals and be like, just go for it. But it's like, well, hold on, let's work on a strategy to get there first. The I-type person then, that influencer, will be very lively, very bouncy, very jubbly, very sociable. Think of any one of those in the studio. They'll be up for a laugh, you know, they like banter, be fun, but they'll also have a short concentration span as well. Now, you must know what I'm talking about. So these people will like more short-term goals because they can't stay focused for too long. They get bored of it, okay? So setting like a massive weight loss goal of like 10 kilos, for instance, you know, in like 6 weeks' time, it's just going to be like, yeah, I'll be up for it. But actually, when we nail them down, it's like, well, hold on, let's break this down a little bit first. Okay, well, let's make the sessions more fun and exciting, but hold on, like, let's be realistic about the goals that we're going to set. The S-type person then is the steady person. Tend to be more mumsy, no disrespect to all the mums out there, but will be very team orientated. You know, they'll put a self-sacrifice in, they'll put the family first, so put a dinner on the table for all the kids and the family before they'd even look after themselves, which obviously can be detrimental for fat loss. The S-type personality tends to come up with a few more barriers and a few more excuses of why they can't do it. I've done this because, I can't do that because, So the goals that we need to set for the S-type person then are a little bit longer, steadier, drawn-out goals. There's not necessarily a timeline, but there is a finish line, if that makes sense. So we're a bit more encouraging and supportive for the S-type personality. Our C-type, our cautious type then, these guys are whizzes, okay? They'll have a number and a stat and a flip chart and a spreadsheet for everything. They'll know exactly how many calories they need to be burning at what ratios and what what intensity their heart rate zone needs to be at. They'll know exactly how many calories and how many grams per calories that is. They'll need to know what time they'll be eating. That'll be in their diary the week before they actually eat. They'll have a shopping list for next month, that kind of stuff, okay? They'll be so on the ball that if there is ever a slip up, they'll have a plan for the slip up to overcome it. So these guys are obviously do very well by numbers. So we check the body fat, check circumference measurements. So we're always measuring, and whatever gets measured gets changed and all that kind of stuff. So these guys see quite significant results as well. Now, you're not specifically one or the other. If we was to put this on the graph, it could be a high D, for instance, low I, low S, high C, and there could be so many variants of that as well. But what's important for you is that you recognise, or you can recognise, what type of person or category you would fall more into, and then you'd be able to set more realistic goals where you can set realistic expectations from the start. Okay, so if you're a steady type person, for instance, and we're like, right, we're going to go and drop 10 kilos, right, let's go, let's keep moving, come on, let's push hard, hard, hard. They'll be like, whoa, I ain't down with that. Okay, I'll just take my time, okay? I've got to feed the kids first before I even think about that, okay? So these guys tend to clash, by the way. But anyway, now we kind of got a bit of a rough idea of our DISC, our DISC character profiles. This may help you set more realistic goals in the future. And if you need a little bit of help with that, guess what? I know a team that can do exactly that. Keep it real, guys.